Hello, Panther fans, and welcome to the Panther Comms podcast, Monday in the Box with yours truly, Timmy V.O. Yeah, I'm a little happier this week, obviously. If you watched the game yesterday, played in Las Vegas against the Raiders, a lot of things were clicking. And that's what we need right now as an organization. Like Dave Canales mentioned going into this game when he made the decision about Bryce and Andy. Obviously, it was about the team. It was about the team, and it paid off. So there's a big kudos to that. The defense showed up, but again, the offense not putting the defense behind the eight ball, so to say, by giving turnovers and things of that nature. It helps the defense in its attempt to stop the run, get people pressuring the quarterback, things of that nature. So I didn't like the way we finished the game as a defense, but we did our job. We did our job. So let's go to the box. Let's check it out. Welcome to Monday in the Box.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah.
All right, let's get down to it. So Panthers team stats. We had 70 plays to the Raiders 59, which is unheard of for the Panthers this year and going back to last year. Passing, we are 26 to 37. And they were 27 of 40. So more efficiency, obviously, more attempts that turned into some productive play by the wide receivers. 306 total. All that goes to the Red Rifle himself, AD. And, the Raiders had 276. And, a lot of that, was put up in the fourth quarter. I can't stand it when we don't finish strong. That carries over into practice, right? You got, oh yeah, we did a good job. No, dude, it's here, right there. You got to finish strong, especially on defense. We had three passing. Well, Andy had three passing touchdowns to Las Vegas's 2. Passing average of 8.3 yards for us. We had 31 rushing attempts, and I was saying last week, I was saying throughout social media and other platforms, if Chuba can get over 16 carries, and he wound up having 21, if I'm not mistaken, and we get 100 yards rushing, we're gonna beat this team. Well, there's a lot of teams that we can beat on this schedule if we can do that consistently. It seemed to me Andy's arm was getting a little tired there towards the end, but that's just me. But he was dropping some dimes, and we'll get into individual stats in just a sec. We had only one rushing touchdown, and that was Miles. And I hated that Chuba didn't get a touchdown. That's all, because he was busting his ass. Everybody was busting their ass, but he was really busting his ass. Shout out to the O-line too, by the way. I'll touch on that in a sec too. Penalties, we had 7 penalties for 51 yards. Granted, it was half of a little under half of what we had last week. I think we had well over 100 yards in penalties last week. But, this, again, somewhat mistake-free football. 0 fumbles. 0 picks. 0 fumbles. 0 picks. 36 points. Do with that as you like. We were almost, we were better than 50% on third down conversions. We had 12 third downs, and we converted 5 of those 12. And if you notice, if you have all 22 through NFL.com, if you notice, a lot of those third downs were 3rd and 5, 4, 2, manageable. Right, some of those were major. I think we had a pretty big third down conversion in terms of yard. But anyway, but yeah, that helps a lot. But again, 0 picks, 0 fumbles. Do that as you like again. In time of possession, this is what happens when you run the football. 36 minutes, folks. 36 minutes we had that football. Andy was dialing it up. Ain't that something? 0 picks, Okay. All right. So, and we have 4 punts. Well, let's get into the player stats, man. Because man, oh man, 70%, 70% from Mr. Andy Dalton. 70%, dude. He was dialing it up. 26 to 37. He was averaging almost 9 yards per pass. 123.6 rating. And you guys all heard, he's the first NFL quarterback this season to throw for 300. And it was for the Panthers. Bryce Young is a problem. Oh, trade him. Da, da, da. Don't do that. Andy Dalton's almost 40 years old. I don't care. I don't care how in shape you are. Father Time is undefeated. Bryce is in a great situation because if this offense turns out to be as potent as it is, simply based on the quarterback, the type of guy that Bryce is, he has a time, patience. He can just soak it up, understand what's going on. Andy Dalton is a veteran quarterback with playoff experience. There's a lot he can learn from him. Canales, I mean, he comes up with great passing schemes, but he'll learn as a head coach. I'm not quite sure if he dealt with that a lot, but he will understand as a head coach, running the football is far more important than not. Right? I mean, he's not known to be this sound run scheme offensive kind of guy, but clearly, with what we can do as a football team, running the football is going to be more important for us going forward. Segue. Chuba Hubbard, 21 carries, $114. He was averaging almost 5.5 a carry. Go check out my Twitter feed. Miles Sanders, 7 to 17. He got what he's supposed to. And Mingo. But I mean, and people gonna laugh at me when I say this. Matt Rule got it right. Do with that as you like. Okay. Deontay Johnson, 14 targets, 8 receptions. Chuba Hubbard, 5 targets, 5 receptions. Notice a couple years ago, he had a hard time catching the football. He's turned into a complete back. You have to be reliable, dependable. That's what makes a good running back. You can't become a great running back if you're not on the field. You can't become a great running back if you don't work on your skill set. If you just worry about your run game, don't worry about your hands, the league is far more reliant on the offensive side of the football, far more reliant on backs coming out the backfield, hitting them with them Texas routes and whatnot. Just sitting in a zone scheme situation. Taking the ball up 5-7 yards. Far more reliant upon those kind of running backs. And what did Chuba do? I mean, you guys remember when he came in the league? The second, whenever he got some play, he was dropping all kind of balls, man. It was 5 of 5, 55 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, the man had 68 yards after the catch. Chuba was, he had well over 150 yards total offense all by himself. Adam Thielen, shout out, bro. He's older too, so I'm hoping it wasn't a hamstring tear, because that was an injury if you didn't know. Again, check my Twitter feed. I hate it for him, man. The way he was laying there and it just grabbing at his leg, and that if you've had a hamstring injury, and that burn back there, it might be a partial tear. I hate it for him. I'm hoping it's just a strain, but I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, shout out, man. Speedy recovery, bro. The defense did their thing. Could have done better again on the back end with our defensive backs, man. But our defensive secondary is our weakness. I kind of expected that, but If you guys go back and watch again the highlights, whatnot, all 22, preferably. DJ Johnson, man. I mean, he only had, I think, what, like one tackle. Yeah, he had like one tackle. But if you notice how fast this man is, hey, DJ Johnson can fly. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But yeah, Jaden Peavy had a good game. Um, Nick Scott was playing ball out there. Jewel was playing ball. Jewel and Shaq, wow, combined with they had 11 tackles. I mean, excuse me, 7 tackles combined, 4 assists. They were getting after dude. A lot of people got in the tackling category for the defense, so that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Everybody remember the Xavier his punt return, his kick return. Yeah. Blackshear, Blackshear's dependable. I love the fact that he got back on the squad. They brought him back on the squad, and he's doing a good job with that. So, um, Pinero 3 of 3, and Johnny's Johnny, Pro Bowl Johnny. So yeah, that's Monday in the box in terms of the stat numbers. And again, there should be an O-line stat. You guys can see that PFF whatnot. It'll come out. I haven't seen an offensive line. Maybe it was just the Raiders. I don't know. Again, I haven't seen offensive line that dominant in the run game in a while for this team. I mean, they were moving people. They were moving people. Oh man, Icky's pass blocking has gotten better. He still needs to. He still needs to grow a little bit in that. But again, he's still young. He's still young, and he wasn't known as a pass blocking type of left tackle. But his work this offseason is showing. It's showing. He's doing much better with that. But man, this we might have one of the stoutest run centered offensive lines in the league right now. I'm just check out what they can do, folks. Just look at them. Look at them come off the ball on those run downs. Look at them getting to the second level. Everybody saw that monster that went out on that screenplay with Miles. I think it was Miles. It might have been Chuba. My man pulled out there, the big man with number 50, pulled out there and just absolutely obliterated whoever the hell that was. And he kept going. Move, get out the way. He kept going. Folks, these guys are big and they are athletic. You get somebody like Andy out there that is decisive, balls coming out accurately. He was dropping some dimes. I'm just worried about his longevity, because again, he's 36, I believe, 36 years old. You got to think about that, and that's why I really don't think we're going to trade Bryce. A lot of these reporters, whatnot, clickbait stuff. I mean, if they do trade him, I won't be surprised, because this is Tepper's team. If you're a Panther fan, you know what I'm talking about. But at the same time, I don't think it's a wise move going forward, because you have your quarterback under a rookie contract. If he sits, he sits. Okay, you're not. Let him sit there. Let him learn, because that's what Bryce is. He is an astute individual when it comes to football. He's. You saw his first year, folks. The throws he was making his first year in the league behind that offensive line. Yeah, he'll be fine. Andy Canales, that's a great situation for Bryce. Well, that's a really good situation for him. I really think it is. And again, we balance this out with Chuba in this run game. We're going to be formidable, without a doubt. We got Cincy coming to the bank Sunday. They're going to test our secondary. obviously. But again, if we can control the football, if we're holding on to the rock 36 minutes and we're being productive like we did in that first drive of the game, Dave and his offensive staff can call it, bro. They can call it if they're comfortable with who's under center or who's in shotgun. If they're comfortable, man, they're gonna dig in that book. They're gonna throw some stuff out there they ain't ready for. They're gonna stage it for the second half and continue rocking. You know, I mean, we acted a fool in the second quarter. We had 2 touchdowns. So, and the Raiders they scored that touchdown and they didn't score again until the fourth quarter. And again, that's because people were slacking off again, and I can't stand that. But it is what it is, folks. If we can make a team one dimensional, even though we have a weak secondary, if we make it hard for the defense to stop our offense from scoring, I don't see us having any issues with Bryce being on the bench and learning. People were talking about he was pissed. Well, that's a good sign. Stages of grief. Okay, anger. Okay, cool. Bet I was angry for a day or two. You're still a part of the team. You still got love for the players, from the coaches. I mean, it's a good place for Bryce to be. I don't see. I can understand if we were paying him a buttload of money and sitting him on the bench. I can get that. Just see this first round pick that you traded up for as an investment and keep him in house. Because I don't think Canales is going to go anywhere. His energy, his attention to detail, especially from the offensive side of the ball, you got a good DC, obviously. We just don't have the players. I mean, if we had Big Brown out there, I'm not quite sure how the Raiders would have scored. And they stopped going at J.C. Horn the entire. Well, like the last whenever Minshew was out the game, he got benched. They didn't throw to number 8 the rest of the game at all. At all. Didn't even look his way. They were going straight at number 2. Straight at number 2. Even that touchdown on the scramble joint. They went at number 2 the rest of the game. But he was gassed. He was gassed. Anyway, so Panther fans, Bengals Sunday. If you're going to the bank, show up, act a fool. Tailgaters, make some noise, act a fool, have fun, enjoy this shit right here. It's only one. We got a long way to go. But one day at a time, one game at a time, one play at a time. I like Coach Canales. I like the way he has this offense clicking, and Dan Morgan did a great job with this O-line. We're going to keep pounding. Thanks for watching Monday in the Box, Panther fans. Keep pounding.